stated in the investigator's report, this defendant decided that she wanted to make her ex-boyfriend, quote, feel her pain, which she was able to do on the 3rd of June. The victim in this case, who I've already stated her limited mobility, was able to climb out of her room and made it to the stairway second floor landing, where her body was found burned.
Tina Dorrough, a 53-year-old mother and diehard Broncos fan, radiated sweetness and compassion. Her social media was filled with gleeful taunts aimed at friends whose teams lost to her beloved Broncos. But life's vicious twists didn't spare Tina. After retiring from her nursing job at St. Anne's Convalescent Center due to a disabling medical condition, she found herself wheelchair-bound and grappling with worsening health. The agony of losing 2 beloved brothers in the past 12 years only added to her burden. Despite her struggles, Tina found solace in being a devoted grandmother and mother. Yet, fate's cruelty knew no bounds. In a shocking turn of events, Tina's life was brutally cut short when her son's ex-girlfriend bombed her house, leaving behind a trail of devastation and ending Tina's life tragically. Welcome to the American Crime, Femicide channel. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. 31-year-old Cinamon Charmaign Rigmaiden had been entangled in an on-again, off-again relationship with Tina Dorrough for years. Despite their shared interests in music and social events, their passionate connection wasn't enough to sustain the tumultuous bond. Dorrough grew weary of Rigmaiden's obsessive, controlling, and ill-mannered behavior, leading to frequent clashes. Rigmaiden's social media posts further portrayed her erratic tendencies, boasting about her so-called craziness. But no one could have anticipated the depths of her instability when she resorted to bombing someone's house, an act of sheer madness. On June 3, following Dorrough's decision to end their relationship, Rigmaiden purchased a mere 75 cents worth of gasoline from a gas station. With malicious intent, she drove to Dorrough's mother's house, where he resided, doused a couch on the porch with gasoline, and set it ablaze. As the flames engulfed the home, she callously watched from her car and callously texted her ex about her heinous deed. Tragically, 3 people were inside the burning house: Dorrough's mother, uncle, and his uncle's girlfriend. While the uncle and his girlfriend managed to escape, Dorrough's mother, Tina, was trapped upstairs due to her disability and perished in the inferno. When Rigmaiden was apprehended the next day, she callously admitted to detectives that she wanted her ex to endure her pain, a chilling revelation of her callous disregard for human life.
Detroit police working very quickly on this one, getting a female suspect into custody within 24 hours of allegedly throwing a firebomb at her ex-boyfriend's house.
An innocent life was lost over something childish.
A string of threatening text messages from this woman in the back of a police car to her ex-boyfriend Monday night. He lives here on Detroit's east side. Shortly after he got those messages, around 11:15, sources say his home got hit with a firebomb.
By the time I came outside, it was blazing. All the way, it had already made it to the top already.
Inside the house near Gratiot and Van Dyke was an elderly woman stuck in a wheelchair. Her son, who got those text messages earlier, and another woman. Those 2 were able to jump out of a back window and survive, but the mom did not make it out alive.
That was like really heartbreaking for the family to have to sit here and just watch that.
Sources tell Fox 2 the firebomb was intended for the victim's son and that there was evidence that the female suspect, an ex-girlfriend, bought an accelerant from a nearby gas station shortly before the house was torched.
Especially this young generation, they're different. They need to find God, get closer to God.
Within 24 hours, Detroit police moved in on the ex-girlfriend hiding out at a motel in Livonia. Another woman with her was in cuffs too. Neighbor Brandy can't get over it all. 40 years on this block.
All been around here forever, so everybody know one another. So it's like a family. We a family-oriented block. So it was really sad.
This charred reminder of the heartless act that killed a mom stuck in a wheelchair.
At this point, all I can say is that I'm praying for them. Like, it's nothing no one can ever say in a situation like this, but it's going to be hard, and I'm going to be deeply praying for them.
Cinamon was charged with 1 count of felony murder, 2 counts of assault with intent to murder, 3 counts of first-degree arson and 1 count of third-degree arson.
Cinamon Rigmaiden. Ma'am, state your name again for the record.
Cinamon Rigmaiden.
All right, appearances, please.
Deanna Livingston, behalf of the people, P69721, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, Mark Lakin, P41147, on behalf of Ms. Rigmaiden. Your Honor, I'm making a limited appearance. The family is scampering to retain me today, so I'm going to trust that that's going to happen.
Okay. Waive formal reading, stand mute, Mr. Lakin?
We do. I have a copy of the charges. Yes, we waive formal reading. We'll stand mute.
All right, court, a not guilty plea on behalf of the client. Are you asking for a remand, Ms. Livingston?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, proceed with your argument, please.
Your Honor, given the seriousness of these charges, given the number of the victims, given the danger of the community, and given the high likelihood of conviction in this case, the people are asking for a remand. As I'm sure Your Honor is aware, as stated in the investigator's report, this defendant decided that she wanted to make her ex-boyfriend, quote, feel her pain, which she was able to do on the 3rd of June. She deliberated for at least 2 to 3 hours beforehand. She then decided she was going to go to a gas station, purchase 75 cents worth of gas, drive over to the location, approach the home with the gas in her hand. Upon getting onto the porch, she then poured that gasoline onto a couch that was located on the front porch. She did this with knowledge that the uncle of her ex-boyfriend was in that home, as he had previously turned her away a half hour ago. She did this with knowledge that the uncle's fiance was in the house. She did this with knowledge that the ex-boyfriend's mother, who is paralyzed on the left side of her body and has limited mobility, was in that house. And then she set that couch on fire. She then left the home, but she did not leave the location. She sat in her car and picked up her phone. She did not call 911. Instead, as the house is burning with the people inside, she texted her ex-boyfriend and said, "Your house is on fire." She then left the location and went to McDonald's, and then it's alleged that she, per her own words, purchased cocaine. The consequences of her actions that night caused the fiance to have to jump out of a 2nd-story window to not have any more smoke inhalation, which upon landing on the ground, she fractured her ankle. The uncle had to flee the home to not suffer any more smoke inhalation, but not before he had to make the decision to leave his paralyzed sister in the home. The victim in this case, who I've already stated her limited mobility, was able to climb out of her room and made it to the stairway 2nd floor landing, where her body was found burned. She had suffered numerous burns over her body and smoke inhalation. Not only did the Dorrough family and Miss Johnson suffer, the house next door also caught on fire because this blaze was that bad. Therefore, Judge, I believe the only appropriate bond in this case is a remand. And I would also like to note to Your Honor that I was just made aware she also has a prior that is not listed on the warrant for uttering and publishing from 2016 out of the 6th Circuit, which she was given height of probation for, but apparently it appears that was revoked as well. So I'm asking Your Honor to remand us the defendant for the reasons that I have stated thus far.
Thank you, Ms. Livingston. Mr. Lakin?
Let me just make an inquiry as to what year the Oakland County case was.
2016.
All right, so it's 8 years ago. She would have been 23 years old at the time. Your Honor, obviously the prosecution has more knowledge of the facts that they present today. I have not had the benefit of reading a police report yet. I don't think that any actions were meant to harm anyone but property. And unfortunately, there were some deadly consequences here. I know her as someone who has no criminal record, which she does not have if she got. So that's our position. Our position is that she was interviewed by the police and cooperated in every way possible to her benefit. This investigation is basically, they know what happened here simply because she completely cooperated with the investigation. So she is entitled to some sort of a bond without a prior record. Obviously, something has happened here that went badly. So, but I don't believe that she intentionally meant to hurt anyone, except some property. So, that's our position. We'd ask you to give her a bond.
Okay, court has heard an argument as to bond. Under M, people are requesting under Court Rule 6.106 a remand, which is allowed based if the defendant's guilt is evident or the presumption is great. And Ms. Livingston presents an argument that the presumption of guilt is great in this matter. Accordingly, and given the egregious nature of this offense, the court will remand Ms. Rigmaiden to the custody of Wayne County Jail while this case is pending. Probable cause June 14th in front of Judge King. Preliminary examination June 20th, 1:45 p.m. both in front of Judge King.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What a tragic loss. A woman, a mother, completely uninvolved in the drama between her son and his ex-girlfriend, was senselessly taken from this world by a jealous, bitter, and spiteful individual who couldn't handle rejection. With callous intent, she set a house ablaze, knowing full well that a wheelchair-bound woman resided within. She didn't give a damn about anyone's life, only her own pathetic feelings and twisted desire for revenge against her ex. And all this while she was the sole provider for her own child. She deserves nothing less than a lifetime behind bars. No mercy, no prayers, just a lifetime to dwell on her own despicable, murderous actions and her failure as a parent. Let's spare our thoughts and prayers for Tina's family, friends, and neighbors impacted by this devastating fire. May Tina Dorrough rest in peace, knowing that justice will swiftly be served for her senseless murder.